Hi everyone, it's Jackie at Spare Room Studio. I'm back today with my completed pages video for September 2024. Can't believe how quickly the months are slipping by, but I had a really busy month for colouring and I have a huge stack of books here which I'm just going to move to the side. The books are in no particular order, just the way that I stacked them, but we'll begin with Alien Worlds. It's my one and only entry for Spacetember, I think, and I completed that page. The hashtag ran for the month of September, created by Soraya Colours, and I used acrylic paint markers and some Jelly Roll glaze pens, a little bit of pencil, Artex pencils I think it was. Space isn't one of my usual go-to themes, so I had a little bit of challenge, I guess, to come up with the colour scheme for that one. So this next book is Jugan by Holly Sanders, and this one is acrylic paint markers with some metallic gel pen, and I really enjoy the acrylic paint markers in this book because the artwork really does suit having that block colouring. And it's just so relaxing to pick up some markers and just work, you know, without having to worry too much about shading and things like that. And I also completed Family Kinship. This one has some sparkle gel pen on there as well as the acrylic marker pens. So this one, I took some inspiration from the cover and used a non-traditional colour palette for it. Holly's picture on the front there really does capture my attention, so I went for the non-traditional colours for that one. So that's Jugan. Next I have Johanna Basford's Rooms of Wonder, and I completed a whip in this one. These two pages had been a whip for a while, so I completed them. It's water-based markers with some metallic gel pen and some glaze pens. A little bit of Inktense, I think it was, down the bottom here and the wall there and that side. So I did them working on them together so that I got that consistent colour palette going. So I'm quite happy to get that one finished. That was Rooms of Wonder. Next one was in this great little book called Fright and Seek by Lee Melendres, and I completed this page with coloured pencils, glaze pens, Staedtler Triplus colour markers. And I'll just move that over, you can see there's not much you're missing there. There's the key for the people that you, or characters that you have to find. And it is trickier to colour these ones than you imagine because there's so much going on. You want to hide the figures but not hide them too much. I'm doing this with a 6-year-old in mind, so when she gets a bit older she can have a go at doing this. So, you know, you want to hide the characters but not so well that, you know, whoever your intended viewer is can't find them. But I quite enjoyed that. I did that one for Spacetember as well, I believe. That's right, so 2. Okay, Fright and Seek. Next one is a little tiny book. This was new to me this month. Olga Goloveshkina. I apologise, Olga, if I'm saying your name wrong. But this is Magic Potions. Just for size comparison, there's a Matchstick mouse book. And you can see that it's quite a bit smaller than that. And I've only done one in here so far. That was with Crayola coloured pencils. I'll just bring that up so that you can see it a little bit better. And that's all just Crayola coloured pencils that I coloured in front of the TV one night. I always find the first few pages that I do in a book, I'm just getting a feel for what types of supplies I want to use in it. Next I have Matchstick Mouse, and I did this one in Matchstick Mouse. It is all water-based markers and a tiny bit of coloured pencil, I think, not a lot. So there's that one in Matchstick Mouse. Next I have Wildflower Folk, and this was another whip that I completed. And this is Royal Talens Van Gogh Pinks and Violet watercolour set. And I've used some coloured pencil on there as well. So you can see some of those watercolour effects that I had going there. Nice smudge down here, but never mind. Nothing shiny or glittery on that one, just watercolours and a bit of coloured pencil. So that's Wildflower Folk by Christine Karen. I also finished this whip this month. This is Goddess Colouring by Anna Jaren, or Jaren. Apologies again if I've got that wrong. This one I actually coloured on a video, and I was unwell at the time, but I didn't realise that I was unwell. This one was Sakura Koi watercolours, Artex colour pencils, Jelly Roll metallic pens, and Sakura brush colour pens. So I threw a lot at it because I wasn't happy with the way it was going just with the watercolour, so I kept going and adding other things, but I feel like it's really overdone and I'm not entirely happy with it. So you can see those metallic gel pens glittering away there. So I hope the next time I colour in this book I do a better job. So that's Goddess Colouring. Next I've got several R.J. Hampson books, Lost and Found. I have done this page here. That is alcohol markers. Is it alcohol markers? Yes, alcohol markers. The background is acrylic paint marker, and then I've used a little bit of pencil over the top, and we've got some Sakura Pen Touch. That's those for the silver. I'm not sure if I did any more in this book. I don't think I did. I know I did this one last month and I forgot to show you. So if we can get that to just focus a little bit better. That was a water-based marker. A little bit of coloured pencil maybe, and some Jelly Roll metallics. I haven't marked any other pages in this one. I thought I had done a few more in it, but maybe not. Okay, so that's that one for Lost and Found. Next I have Moonlight Mischief. I know there are a couple in here. This one was acrylic paint markers and coloured pencil. Sorry, I'm just trying to decipher my own little note there. So this one I wanted to try and experiment a little bit with taking some of the picture out of the bottle, and I didn't want to do a full sky. I was feeling a bit too lazy for that, so I've done it quite roughly with some cross hatching and different sort of texture. Let's see if we can get that to focus again. There we go. So that was actually a rather enjoyable colour too. Didn't take me too long. I think the sky in there was the acrylic paint marker. So the bigger areas I used the paint marker. I think I even based this with it and then used some pencils over the top. In fact, now I think about it, I think I based most of it with the acrylic paint marker and then went over with coloured pencil. The next one is Prismacolor and Artex pencils only, nothing else there with that one. I don't tend to colour just in pencil on its own anymore, so I did a couple this month just to sort of get back into it. My preferred method these days seems to be using a base of something else and only a bit of coloured pencil over the top. But that turned out nice and vibrant. I love the colours, very saturated. So that is Moonlight Mischief. Then I went on to Serendipity as well. And this one is Artex and Prismacolor pencils again. No markers or any sort of shiny pens, I don't think. Just a little bit maybe in there. Excuse me. And this is one of my favourite ones this month. This is Faber-Castell Connector Pens, Artex pencils and gel pen. And I use the Faber-Castell Connector pens on the paper and then used a water brush to dilute and smooth out any lines that were there. I've got a little bit of metallic gel pen around the outside there. Yeah, I really enjoyed that one and I think it's a really pretty picture. I'm really happy with the way that one turned out. So that's it for Serendipity. I did a couple in Pirates for Poet, the hashtag over on Instagram. This one I coloured on camera, alcohol markers with coloured pencil, and there are some metallic gel pens. And that's about it, I think. But yeah, quite enjoyed that one as well. It's not, you know, I really don't have an issue colouring R.J. Hampson pages. I tend to enjoy them all. My book's falling apart, as you can see there. And the second one that I did in this book is here. It's called Birdcage. And that one was water-based markers with coloured pencil and some metallic gel pen. Just really like the vibrancy that the water-based or alcohol markers give as a base for the coloured pencil. So that is Pirates. And then here I have a pile of books, stack of books. This is all books that I worked in for Down the Rabbit Hole Colour Along, being held on Instagram by Sabi and Colourful Louisa. So we'll work through, put that there, might be easier. We'll work through the Alice in Wonderland themed pages. And I had a lot of fun with this. This is one of my favourite themes. And I bought some extra books this month, so I've got quite a few different styles of illustration now, and I just thoroughly enjoyed colouring all of them. So that one is acrylic paint marker in the background. I've got metallic and gel, sparkle gel pens, glitter gel pens, and coloured pencil. Yeah, and that's about it, I think. I've also done this one here, which was a combination of coloured pencil. There is metallic gel pen, there is some acrylic paint pen, and I think there was also water-based marker for the red in the border, and then I put some pencil over the top. So a bit of everything, but really happy with the way that one turned out because it's quite rich. And again, the saturated colour and the richness of it is just really nice. I enjoy that look a lot. And this one here was, let me have a think. I used a lot of gel pens on the border, Sakura Jelly Roll gel pens. There is some metallic gel pen and coloured pencil. There's a little bit of water-based marker been used as a base on her dress and her tights. So I really like that one, very happy with that one. This one I used acrylic paint markers for the border. There is also some on her dress, I believe, and on this red bit. I've used metallic gel pen and coloured pencils. Looks like there may have even been some water-based marker as well. So quite happy with that one. That's one of my favourites as well. Just really vibrant, and it just, you know, it's fun. So that's Alice in Wonderland by, sorry, I didn't state Marty Noble. New book to me this month is Alice in Wonderland by Olga Goloveshkina. And I started off right at the front of the book. I didn't do any of those pages, but first image in the book. I hope the lighting isn't too bad here. So this one I used alcohol markers, and I've used whatever I put on there, a little bit of coloured pencil and some glitter and metallic gel pens and a little bit of glaze pen. You might be able to see some of that shining. And then I did this one as well. I'm not sure what possessed me to choose the neon colours like that, but I did. And it's done, but it suits that style of illustration, I think. And that was the Staedtler Tri Plus colour markers. I think that was all I used on that one. Oh, and a little bit of pencil. Yeah. So I used a water brush again to dilute. Once the colour was down on the paper, I then went over with the wet brush. So that's that one. I've had this book for several years but hadn't coloured in it yet, so I used this hashtag as a good prompt to get started in some of my books I've been hanging on to for some reason. This one is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Forrest Diver, and that is coloured pencil with metallic gel pen, which hopefully you can see some of that shine. Had a lot of fun picking very vibrant and unusual colour palettes for the Alice in Wonderland theme. And the Mad Hatter there, he is coloured pencil and metallic gel pen as well. It looks like there may have been a little bit of water-based marker maybe under there as well. A bit hard to tell. So that was a really different looking Mad Hatter. So that's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Forrest Diver. Another new book to me this month, Yam Puff's Chibi Wonderland. And I did quite a few in here. This book is a little bit different in that it gives you 3 versions to colour. There is a very detailed version, a less detailed version, and a very simplified chibi version. So I decided to do the 3 of the White Rabbit. So this one I've used Crayola coloured pencil, and the very, very shiny gold that you can see there, which is just stunning, is the Sakura Pen Touch fine point pens. They do give a little slightly oily look on the back. It's a bit strange. It's not oily, but that's the impression it gives me. What I did was I started with a very cheap acrylic paint marker. That is the company name there that I'm not going to try and pronounce. So I started working with that, and let's get you back in focus here. So I started with that up here, and it started to run dry. So I finished the rest with the shiny pen touch. So it's not all shiny, but I ended up quite liking the mix of the two. It's interesting. So the blue is acrylic, pardon me. The blue stripes is the same type of acrylic paint marker pen. And then the rest of it is Crayola coloured pencils with a little tiny bit of glitter gel pen on the watch. So the second version I did with water-based markers for most of the colouring. This is acrylic paint marker for the background here. There was no border on there, it was just all white. And I decided to just put that behind the figure. And there's a little bit of metallic gel pen on the numbers and a little bit of sparkle glitter gel pen on the watch. And they are, if I don't specify that it's Sakura, usually my gel pens are just cheap dollar store type, you know, department store type pens that are no brand name. And then the third version, again, I used the acrylic paint marker for the background here. Actually, the whole lot was acrylic paint marker, and then I went over some of it with coloured pencil, and yeah, that was that same gold pen there for those. So that was fun to do the three versions. And in this book I've also done, I think there was just a couple more. The Cheshire Cat, and she is done with Crayola coloured pencil. This is alcohol marker around the edge. I think it was Ohuhu, and Wink of Stella on the moon. If you can see some sparkle there, that's Wink of Stella. And gel pen for the stars. So that's the Cheshire Cat. And what else have I done in here? I think that might be, I had a little play there just with the paint markers. I think, oh no, it was Ohuhu alcohol markers, but I haven't done any more with it yet. Yeah, I think that was it. Really happy with that one. So that's Yam Puff's Chibi Wonderland. Sorry, words are hard today for some reason. This book is Alice in Wonderland by Max Brenner. This book gave me a hard time trying to work out how much of it was AI generated and was Max Brenner a real person, and the answer is, you know, it probably is AI generated, and I still have no idea who Max Brenner is. So I did three pictures in this book, and this one I did actually colour on camera. It was Albrecht Dürer watercolour pencils, and that just works so well. I really enjoyed that, and I think there's a little bit of polychromos I put on there as well. That's right. But she turned out really pretty. This one is alcohol markers, mostly Ohuhu alcohol markers, and I've used coloured pencil, but I can't remember which ones, possibly Polychromos or Artex. No, Prismacolor. Sorry, I should write it down. Prismacolor. It was Ohuhu alcohol markers with Prismacolor pencils, that's right, and some metallic gel pen. And this one I coloured on camera as well. It is Ohuhu alcohol markers for the most part, another cheap brand of marker. I used Prismacolors and some metallic gel pen. That was the Sakura, I think, on that one. So I'm really happy with the way the background turned out. That was a bit of an experiment. I hadn't really done anything like that with alcohol markers before, but it is alcohol markers with coloured pencil on it. So that is Alice in Wonderland by Max Brenner. I've done one in Story of Precious Cats by Nelko Neko, or Nelko Nico. And I finished off this double spread. This page was already done last month. And I did this one here with the Sakura Koi watercolours in the pocket sketch box. And this is Artex coloured pencils over the top. I did colour this one on video. And again, you know, they're all for Down the Rabbit Hole colour along hashtag. There's a little bit on there of the Gansai Tambi gem colours. I used the pink, and there's a little bit of that on there, as well as some metallic gel pen. And I used similar colours to what I had done for that page, so that it made a bit of a double spread. And last but not least, I have this lovely book by Charles Santor. Unfortunately, I think it's hard to get hold of these days, but I've had it for 3 years and I've only just started to colour in it. That's how long it's been before I've decided how to attack it. It's a lovely book. So I did this one first and I coloured this on camera. It started off with water-based markers diluted for the background and a bit of a base. And it started to bleed through, so I decided that I didn't want to keep using that, and I switched over to Artex pencils, which I didn't like very much, and then I used Faber-Castell Polychromos to finish it off, and I was really happy with the way Polychromos worked. I used the original artwork of Charles Santor, which is here on the inside of the cover, as a guide for choosing the colours and you know, how I wanted that to look. And then I recently coloured this one on camera too, so there's a video if you're interested in this one. It's Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer base, and then I've used Polychromos pencils with it. And I'm really happy with the way that that one turned out. The grayscale is giving me a little bit of a challenge in this book, but the Albrecht Dürer didn't bleed through. We've still got the wrinkling and the cockling, which doesn't really you know, faze me too much, as long as it doesn't bleed through, because I want to be able to read the text on the back. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way that that one turned out. So I think, actually I've got quite a few favourites this month. I've enjoyed all of my Alice colouring. I am really happy with the way that that one turned out. But yeah, I did enjoy pretty much all of the Alice colouring, and despite this being an AI generated book, and I'd rather not purchase AI generated books, I did enjoy colouring these pictures. These particular 3 that I chose were really nice, so I think she's definitely a favourite. And I enjoyed all of these ones in this book. The Marty Noble Alice character, I really enjoyed all of those. And I think if I can find him, that would probably be another favourite, that one. I really like the way that that one has turned out. Okay, so thank you for watching. It has been quite a prolific month for me. I am recovering from a surgical wound, so I have been limited in what I've been able to do physically. So I have had a lot of colouring time this month, probably more than I normally do, and you know, hopefully you think I've put it to good use, because I certainly have enjoyed some of these pages a lot. I've done a lot of videos as well if you're interested in having a look on the playlists, and yeah, let me know what you think. Is there anything that you like, and how was your month? So thank you for joining me again, and I will be back really soon with another colour along. Bye now.